All right, ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? Happy Sunday. Uh, give me a quick second to respond to the people that are asking me about the link so that our people can join. Just type in real quick. I am live. All right, I think that is done now. Send it to one more person. So, how's it going, guys? Thanks for tuning in. This is Samuel Kokomo Live Experience. Glad to have you here with me. As you may have already seen, let me just put it up one more time. Uh, Today is part two of our current series where we're talking about how top rated freelancers think. And today I'm having none other than my guy, Eben, someone that I've worked closely with over the past couple of years. And just in case you've seen any of my broadcasts on this, about this, I'm just making sure we're good on YouTube. So I'm not just speaking to myself. All right. Looks like we're good. Now I'm hearing myself. Yeah, so even as someone I've worked closely with over the past 3 years, he's somebody that I would say embodies excellence in every way. I've seen him grow. This is not somebody that I hear about. A matter of fact, as a general rule, everybody that I'm bringing here for this series, they're not people that I heard about or somebody that I know off the internet or something. These are people that I've worked with. These are people that I talk to. That I know their story. And even is one of those people, right? Just making sure everything is. Even is one of those people, right? He, well, how many talk I won't talk? I think I'll just bring him on to introduce himself. But yeah, even is one of the people that I know quite well. That he's who he says he is. He's who he thinks he is, even though he's quite humble. And today, I want E and I to like have a conversation around what has helped him grow over the past 3 years, because I have seen him grow like exponentially over the past 3 years that we've worked closely together. And without make prolonging this too much, let me just invite him from backstage. Eben, please come on board and introduce yourself better, because I don't think did a good job. How's it going, bro?
Okay. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Hey guys. Hey everybody watching from wherever
I
you're
think,
watching from all over the world.
yeah. How's it going, my bro? Let's act like we didn't just talk before we went live. So
All right,
let's
just confirm you can hear me clearly though.
I can hear you clearly. Let's check the comments. Might be a little delayed,
Okay.
but I think I can hear you clearly. If people can hear you, they'll say something about it in the comments. So as I was saying,
Okay.
don't I warned you before we came live, bro. I warned you profusely and aggressively. Don't come here and be doing umbility thing. You understand? Um, well, so here's the thing. Like I've said, the reason why I brought you on this is, normally on these live streams, I do a mix of like mindset talks and I do some stuff about freelancing. Like I've told some people that are close to me, one of the things I really don't like talking about a lot is freelancing, because it attracts a certain demography or a certain segment of audience that,
Yeah.
without saying anything to jab anybody, it's just how most people perceive this thing. It attracts a certain segment of people, the way, especially with the way people talk about it all over the Nigerian internet space, the people that feel like it is an update, like this is how people cash out or so and so. But
Yeah.
freelancing is really just a description of how certain people work. It is still a career, right? Most people don't want to do it to build a career. They just want, yeah, I hear that there are these guys they call freelancers, they're making a lot of money.
Mhm.
If I put it to you that if you do not know how to navigate, should I say, the corporate world or be a good employee per se, you probably won't be a
Yeah.
great freelancer as well. But enough of my yapping, right? Let's talk about you. Let's hear from you. Just give us a quick 2 or 3 sentence introduction about. you and the amazing person that you are.
Okay. All right. So I promise you, this is not me trying to be humble, but genuinely, genuinely, sometimes I find it very difficult to like introduce myself because I
Yeah, I
do a
hear
lot
I
of
hear Elon
things.
Musk has that problem too.
I do a lot of things, right? But okay, I think the easiest way to describe myself currently, because it might change by next year, who knows? But currently, the easiest way to describe myself is okay, I'm Ebenezer, but people call me Eben mostly, so
Mhm.
you can just call me Eben. I'm a creative designer that has found a way to move around almost every sector of design and then
Mhm.
just, found the one that works for him and eventually just, not really settle for it because by who knows, tomorrow I might, move into another sector of design. But I would say that I'm a multifaceted creative
Mhm.
but
Interesting.
with focus on design. So anything that appeals your eyes, your visuals, when you're reading something, how you get excited, what stirs you up, what gives you that, emotion, what makes you cry when you see something, a design, or what makes you happy. Just now I'm the
Yeah,
guy behind it, basically. So
awesome.
yeah.
Also, full disclosure, when I say that Eben and I have worked closely over the past 3 years, I'm not just saying that to be cute on a broadcast. It's actually Eben and I have partners on several as partnered on several projects over the past three
Yeah.
years. There's even a project that we've been working on together since, isn't it August 2022 or 2023?
2023.
All right,
2023.
yeah.
Mhm.
So, and you know what, bro? I thought about this before we went live. I don't think you and I have talked about this before, or maybe we're not conscious of it. How did we actually connect?
I have the story. I have
You
the
have
story.
you have the story.
Yes, but you
No,
probably
no,
don't even
go back
remember
before
this.
Olga. Oh, I'm calling names now. Go back before the first
Yeah,
project.
it's definitely before that. Trust
Oh
me.
yeah, let's go.
So I was sharing this story with someone recently, so I'm just going to share it with everybody now. So
Okay.
how I met you was we actually served together. I think we were in the same platoon to begin with,
No, no, no.
or
We
we
weren't the
didn't
same
used to
person.
talk. Oh, we're not in
OBS.
the same platoon.
OBS.
OBS, yes, but we never spoke. How I got your contact was from a friend of mine. I don't know if it's okay to mention names. Moyo. I
Yeah.
wanted to make shoes. You were a shoemaker, and I wanted to make
Oh,
shoes.
wait,
I
wait, wait,
wanted to
wait.
make
We're
Chelsea
talking about.
boots.
Let's call names. If it's this person, she doesn't mind if I
Yeah,
call
it
her
was
name.
Moyo, sorry.
Odofa.
Yeah,
Oh
that was how I
yeah.
got your
I don't know you
contact.
guys knew each other. I swear I
We
feel
met
like
at OBS at all, and that was it, really.
honestly,
And that was how I got your contact. I did not eventually make the shoe because your price was high. I think you've always been on the high side, actually.
I've always been on the high side. Nice job. Anyway, so yeah, I
Yeah,
just thought about it a few
that was
days
how we
ago.
met.
Like, it's just
Hmm.
sort of weird because all I remember was that we were in OBS together. I don't even remember how I had
Yeah,
your contact. And
that
then
was how it happened.
I remember that I had a project. I literally, quite literally, just searched designer on my contact. And I was like, hey,
Mm.
this guy does. I think I had asked you a couple of
Yeah.
times about
Hmm.
design work before we eventually
Hmm.
did a project together.
Yeah.
So, me, I'll tell that part of the story. And by the way, since just so you guys know, I'm trying to build up to something. Yeah, I'm not talking about how we met on some cute stuff. I'm trying to build up to something. So I
Yeah.
eventually reached out to you that, hey,
Hmm.
I've got a client that wants to do, I think it was a landing page or
It was a
something
landing
design,
page. Yeah, it was a
right?
landing page.
And I just said, oh, can you do it? And then you said, yeah, sure, let's do it. I remember the money was some peanuts money then, but of course, at that point in time,
Yeah.
it was not
Oh,
peanuts
it was
for us,
something.
right? So I
Mhm.
reached out to you like, yeah, let's do it. And if we're being honest, that project was problematic. Like
Yeah.
we like I think she ended up asking for like 10 rounds of revisions or something, and it was just
But honestly, sorry to cut in, right? Because I feel like this might eventually build up to something. Honestly, it wasn't really much of a problem for me because I was facing worse as at that time.
oh yeah.
I'd learned, yeah, I had learned to take feedback like a million times, like,
Oh,
so that one was like, it was, this one was
was the
small now
standard.
compared to what I was exactly, yeah.
All right. So we got working on that project. In my opinion, at that time, it was just a stressful project, and it was a stressful project for me then because, like, if there's anybody that has been watching these broadcasts for weeks now, I always talk about how, man, I at the beginning, especially at the beginning of my freelance career, till now I still do it, but it's just more targeted, right? If somebody asks me, "Can you do this thing?" As long as it's not
Mm,
something wildly away from what I can do, if there's just one thing out of it that I just have an idea of, I just say yes, I can
mhm,
do it. So it was super
mhm,
stressful for me because there was that anxiety of, man, this is something that I've never done before. But you had the
yeah,
design skills for it and everything.
yeah,
And at that point in time, it was just insane, really, just all the stress that we went through. But I have to say that, you know, the funny thing is, after doing that project together, how problematic that I thought it was when a new project came on, and they were asking, and I think I already told you this. I don't know if it's the thing to tell to someone's face. You were not even my first choice. You're not my first choice. To be honest,
yeah,
right? You did a good job,
mhm,
very good job, right? But then the person that is just kind of like, now, if I ever have any project on anything, you are the person I defer to, right?
yeah,
You understand? Is that the right word? Is defer? Did I use defer, right? You're the person that shall come and meet, right?
yeah.
So
No
the
worries,
person I
cool.
normally would go and meet then is somebody I used to work with in an agency too. But then that client was like, nah, he doesn't really like it. I was like, oh yeah, I work with this guy. Who knows? Maybe he can do email designs too. And then I reached
Mhm,
out to you, and it was like when you sent your, what's it called, your example for the guy. It was like
mhm,
the guy had just taken a sniff of hard drugs, and he just wanted more. Like, yeah, he wants this guy. And by the way, before he asked me, just so you know that there's a pattern of you and this thing. So they will call it jazz, but you and I know what it is. Before he asked me to recommend a designer, he had actually asked me to, what's the name? He asked me to review the work of somebody else, and quite honestly, it wasn't really good. You understand?
mhm,
Before he then asked me to recommend, and I
mhm,
brought the first person. I was like, nah, he doesn't want. Then he saw your work. I'm like, yeah, I want this guy. You understand?
mhm,
So
mhm,
I don't want to say too much on your behalf, right? But one thing that I've noticed, right, is,
yeah,
and we are going to be jumping back and forth a lot here,
mhm,
is that you kind of like the way that I don't like to say no to something if I feel like I can give it a shot, right?
yeah,
You also don't like to say no, but you don't just stop at, let me just do it. You
mhm,
think, you take your time to, like, make sure that you figure out what the best looks like, and then you get it, like, you try to get to that, which is one thing that
mhm,
I've found consistently about how you do. So tell me how you think about that, how you don't just feel like, you know what, and beyond that, like I said, we're going to be going back and forth. We have worked on projects, like
yeah,
single projects for years and etc and stuff like that, and I still
mhm,
see the fact that, there's one of the projects, we just don't want to be calling client names here. It's one of the projects that we literally can just quite honestly be, coasting and not be doing anything inventive,
yeah,
but you still make it
mhm,
a point to try to
yeah,
improve
yeah,
on that thing
yeah.
every single time. I don't
Yeah.
rant enough. Tell me what is going on in that little, not little, that head of yours that makes you feel like, you know, I must always deliver the best of the best of the best, and just kind of brush us through how that has helped you. Like, tell us a story about, your story about how you got started, and how quickly you've grown and
Okay.
stuff. I'm seeing
Okay.
messages here
So,
already. It's probably my team is,
okay.
I'm talking too much.
All right. Where I would start from would be from. So I'll just quickly brush through how I started designing. And that is very crucial because I want to point out a particular part of the story. So, how I started designing was curiosity to begin
Mhm.
with. Well, I would normally say a particular side of it, but I'll not say it here. If anyone checks my social media platform, I've said it. It sounds like a Hollywood movie, but that's not important right now. It was how I got my first laptop, but that's not important right now. It was curiosity at first. I had access to a particular folder in this so-called laptop that had a few things on design and all of
Say
that.
that
It
so-called
was
laptop.
like it was so, I mean, I was clueless to every single part of it at the time, but
Yeah.
I had something, which is where I'm going. My fellowship at then, where I was worshiping in school, we had this issue with design that we had to be paying a designer outside
Mm-hmm.
for each and every of our programs. And there was a particular program that it was our money we were using to do this thing. So I just wanted to do something. So I used PowerPoint to design,
Yeah.
and I sent it to them. And they were like, this is nice. And they sent it. I cannot find the design now, but I know that I would definitely not be proud of the design now. It was a terrible design, but they liked it. That gave me some, it gave me um it gave me excitement that okay, I could solve a problem. So I started pushing for it, started getting it, CorelDRAW from PowerPoint. And I got so good, by the way, I got so good at using PowerPoint that I started using PowerPoint to do motion design. I will make videos with PowerPoint, edit
Hmm. Ekun.
proper motion on PowerPoint because I was just used to PowerPoint. I didn't want to move down to CorelDRAW, but at the end of the day, I eventually moved down to CorelDRAW. Fast forward to this was like 200 level. Fast forward to final year, my news had spread, you know, beyond fellowship, departments were finding out about a designer in social science that can at least, make things happen. So my own department called me at some point to come and design and print for them. And for me, it sounds small, but for me, it was something that they could recognize me beyond the fact that they were teaching me geography and planning in school. I mean, it wasn't like I was failing in school as well, but they could see that I was useful in some other aspect and they actually paid for it. They did not say, oh, you're our students, they paid for it. It was just something for me. So from there, my mind already shifted. From school, I already knew that I was definitely going to design. This was the path. But back then in school, I would, probably be on the road and see a Milo advert, a banner, and I'll be like, but
Mm-hmm.
now person they designed this thing. Now, this is someone designed, this is something that someone made. It was not a computer that made it. Someone did something, well, with a computer, by the way. But I don't, I was just that curious. Honestly, as
Mm-hmm.
at this time, design was
Curiosity.
already bringing money into my pockets as a student. I was printing business cards and all of that. I was making small change. So it's not like it was so bad. But I just wanted more. I was always curious about everything. Okay, who is designing for, conflict? Who's designing for NASCO conflict? Who's designing for this? I'll go on social media. I'll see different things. I'm like, what? Who are the people doing these things? God will
Mm-hmm.
help me when I went to serve in Ibadan, which was where we initially met. When I went to serve in Ibadan, there was this thing after camp where you could join, like OBS continued after camp basically. So it was like a CDS on its own. So we'd always gather. We were the ones in charge of like Oyo Kopa. It was a magazine that they published every
Oh
year
yeah.
and all of that. They used to outsource that to like a publishing firm. But there was a guy before me. I'm going to mention it because I respect him so much. I'll keep calling him my mentor and my other guy. His name is Adire Talkwe. I met him it was a batch before me. And this guy was already working with advertising agencies. I saw his portfolio and I didn't even have a portfolio. I saw his portfolio and then I'm like, this guy has worked with all the brands that I use every day. Like, how are you
Mm-hmm.
even in Ibadan, bro? And he was doing that work from Ibadan, you know. So I wouldn't lie. I'm sure when if he listens to this, he can testify to the fact that I was always wanting to be his friend. I would always
Mm-hmm.
be around him. I knew it was an inconvenience for him. I'll always be there. I would not disturb him more. I'll just stand beside him and say, okay, just keep working. I just want to look at what you're doing. I would know, I'll just ask a few questions, at intervals. Like, how did you do this? How did you do that? And that was it. But I would like to also point out that um, when I was going to, when I was leaving camp, they sent me to go and teach geography at Loyola College. I got there. In my mind, for some reasons, I knew I could not teach because I only studied geography to pass in school. I can't teach somebody else something I only studied to pass in school. So when I got there, God will have it. The principal just looked at me and he's like, geography? No, please, no, please. I'm like, thank you, sir. And I just took my letter back to the local government. And here's what I did. I go to the local government. I said I wanted to see the local government coordinator. I think they call them LG or something. I've forgotten. And LG High. So I went to go and meet her, and I'm like, Ma, I am a designer, and I'm very good at it. I didn't know how to use Photoshop at this time, but like, I'm good at it. Do you have any media company that has brought down their letter to look for a designer? They're like, oh, we have one photo studio. They say they used to design. Do you mind? Do I mind? Let me go there, ma.
Mind
Let
it
me not
and
lie. I'm not going to lie. I got there and I was used. They used me.
man.
I was like I was like a spawn in the hands of the management. They fed on me.
We'll come back.
They
We'll come back to this. We'll come back to this because this is something that it's a touchy point for most people, right? Maybe we'll not
Mhm.
even come back to this. Let's
No,
zero.
let's not come back to it.
Let's zero in on it. Let's zero it on it right now.
All right. Mhm. So
That
yeah,
used thing to be used, right?
it's
Is it
relative.
possible? Is it possible to be used if you are not useful?
That's why I said it's relative because there's the
You
useful
understand?
using.
It's not
Basically, let's
possible
not
for
lie.
them to use you if you are not useful. Now, this
Honest,
is the
yeah.
second thing. That's what I said. Then they use me for here. Let the owner of your PPA or your guy in PPA catch you. So that I said that they use me for here. Now, here's the second thing, right? And this is the part
Mhm.
that most people may not like to hear, right? And I'll ask you as a question: at the way they were using you, your level of productivity, your level of output, if they didn't use you, will you be able to get to that level of output on your own?
Hmm. So I like to believe that every single phase that I've passed shaped who I am today.
Mhm.
So no matter how much I felt like I was stressed then, I knew that that short experience contributed to. And here's how I'll say. If I'll say that technically, like in terms of skills, how it contributed was, I eventually did not end up just designing. I was designing. I was a major designer, but it was a photo studio also. So
Mhm.
at some point, I ended up taking pictures. I ended up editing. So
Mhm.
as I am like this, I might have gotten a bit rusty, but give me like a day, I will get a camera setting, light setting, I will get everything done right now because I went through that, So
And you
I
made me
went
suffer when
through
I was looking for setup for my for my live streams. Yeah, I'm listening. Sorry.
I went through designing photo books so I can design the proper photo book right now. So
Nice.
all of that, I designed magazines, I did
So
brand design,
let us answer the
everything.
question. Let us answer the question. And I know the answer. I know the answer to the question, but I want it to be obvious to everybody. If you
Okay.
had stayed, imagine if they had accepted you at that geography class or to teach geography class or whatever, or you went somewhere else where they will not really use you the way these people used you. Would you have had the level of productivity that you had at that point in time without them? Would you have been able to
Mm.
design as much volume as you ended up designing? Would your skills have improved as much as it improved? With your understanding of what people need in the game of design, would it have improved as much as it improved?
Sincerely, there are two ways I would answer this. Number one is I'll say no, because
Mhm.
I genuinely appreciate the fact that I was opportune and privileged to, serve
Yeah,
in a small media house like that. But I still believe that even if I was teaching at the school,
I know we,
I
we don't
was
say you be beast, you find a way
I'm
now.
I'm too curious to sit in one place. I'm
Yeah, I
too
get
curious
that.
to sit in one place. I would have still like probably even proposed to the school to do something for them.
True.
Probably say I want to design their yearbook or something. I would have done something. I would have,
Yeah, well,
you know.
you made
But
it
if
difficult
I'm
for me
glad
to
I
make you made it difficult for me to
yeah,
make my point. But the point I was trying to make is I think there's a point in everybody's story where you end up being used, right? Think
yeah.
about it. The cycle goes this way. The cycle goes, you know you can do more, you can be more. Then you're
Mhm.
looking for the best place for you to experiment or for you to, you know, put that skill or that talent to work. And then
Mhm.
somebody sees you, they see this raw talent, they see how much you can do. And then because you are that useful, they put you to
Yeah.
work. And then you now
Mm-hmm.
realize how much value you can actually bring out, right?
Mm-hmm.
At that point in
Yeah.
time, because before you didn't know, at that point in time, there's now this discontent like, wow, I didn't know I could do this much, but I'm not
Yeah.
really getting enough, maybe compensation or maybe enough
Yeah.
appreciation or whatever. But that consciousness was not there before. The reason why you
Yeah.
now have it is because somebody used you. I'm not saying it is good that certain people use, but I'm saying sometimes you need that should I say that experience for you to be able to realize your place,
Yeah. Absolutely.
your place in the world, so to say. And that is a oh, something fell. Nice. More than one thing wants to fall. I think what I'm saying is so heavy that it's causing a quake in my workspace. Anyway, so what I'm saying is what usually ends up coming out of that is there's that discontentment that, hey, I can do more and be more. Then you set your sights higher. Then you set your sights towards something bigger. But that
Yeah.
still came from the fact that now you have seen the gold that is inside of you. Now you realize that you can take it to somewhere bigger. You understand? So
Yeah.
I wanted to point that out because if you
Mm-hmm.
really ask anybody that has grown exponentially, that has grown to a certain level in their career, they'll get to one point that you don't know how much you can do. Somebody else will put you in a system that would squeeze it out. Then you realize it. It's now left
Mm-hmm.
for you. Do you have the audacity to now take it where it is more, where you get more
Yeah.
compensation or more appreciation, or do you just
Yeah.
sit down at that same place and keep complaining? They are using me.
Yeah.
They are using
Yeah.
me. Hey, you
Yeah.
guys should value me.
Mm-hmm.
You guys should value me. No, some places can't value you, and it's your job to
Mm-hmm.
move to where you'll be valued. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So
Let,
sorry, I had
let
to.
me no,
Okay,
let me
please.
quickly add to that. In this story, right, for
Yeah,
you to know um how it was for me to not just be in one place, right, is the fact that even at the media house, at the photo um at the studio, right,
yeah.
at some point I had gotten so close to them at the CDS that when they wanted to, print that year's, which was our own passing out um, yearbook or magazine, I had put myself into their circle so much that
Mm.
this mentor of mine wanted me to come work for them at the time. It was going to be a span of like 2 weeks. So they had to send a letter to my PPA, which was the photo studio, that look, we're going to need this guy for the next 2 weeks because he needs to come and work with us. The,
So,
the MD
so don't be
was
today. You
mad.
don't the odds even. And
The
I
MD
like I like
was
that you're
mad.
sharing this. I like that you're sharing this with me, right? Because and I think it's still, man, it's kind of revealing where we're going with this conversation.
Yeah.
Like right
Mhm.
now, this happened around 2019, 2020, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You and I started like working together around
2023.
2023.
Yeah.
You understand? Around 2023, right?
Mhm.
And it's the same story, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's the same
yeah.
story. The
Mhm.
agency, I think we're jumping forward. Let's jump forward. You started working at this agency, you
Yeah.
understand? While we were still working
Yeah,
together.
I moved, the agency made me move from Ibadan to Lagos.
No, no, me, I'm even
Right.
okay. I already jumped that agency. But okay, you know
You know, I
what?
was at Ibadan yeah.
Yeah, okay, you know what? Let's take it small, small. You can tell the agency story.
All right. So this same person, um, this same mentor of mine that made them give me a 2 weeks break to come work at the secretariat came to Lagos. You know, he was a batch before me. So he was in Lagos working with an agency, and then he got a
Mm.
bigger opportunity and all of that. And guess who he thought about to refill his position first? This guy.
I'm starting to
So,
hate on you. I'm not referring you again. Or actually, pray for me, sir. This grace of referral.
oh my goodness. So, and he just called me. And at the time he was calling me, I didn't have a job at the time. I was just, making ends meet. I had settled for printing because I knew a lot about printing then. So I had settled for printing. I had a lot of people that I was printing with back then in Ibadan. Well, I always spoke to them then that there's still more guys. Like, I know there's more, And this
Mm,
takes me back to use this opportunity to appreciate my lovely sister because when I in my quest to look for more, I wanted to take a course on brand design. I knew
mm,
about it, but I wanted a proper course on it. think it was about 29,500, then
Mm.
29,500. I didn't have the money. And I just called my sister, see,
Man,
just borrow
shout
my
out to all
small.
the brothers and sisters that are borrowing people
My
money.
sister,
Because my last guest too borrowed money from our brother.
I'm
Shout
telling
out to the
you,
brothers and sisters.
borrowed money is
It means
gold.
worldwide.
Borrowed money.
All of you all of you blew up on borrowed money.
Honestly, that was it. And she didn't even blink. I remember that day I was on the road. I didn't know who to ask, and she did not hesitate. She just said no
Mm,
problem, and she just sent it to me, and that was it. I think
wow.
because they didn't even give me anything in return instantly because I wasn't even getting brand design projects or whatnot. It was about
Mm,
6 months after that this guy
man,
calls me and he's like,
more
just come over to Lagos.
if me and you keep zeroing in on things, this thing will end up being 3 hours. Like 6 months after, right? I think I
Yeah.
usually say something on these broadcasts. I say that who is this one that is saying shout out? Did you borrow me money? That's my sister saying shout out. Did you borrow me money? Anyway, I say that we see part of the problems people have is it's not their fault. It's a little bit because of people like me. And I keep saying people like
Yeah.
me because I'm taking responsibility for the whole industry, the whole marketing industry, the whole digital marketing industry, the whole direct response industry that has the proclivity to say things like, make things feel like it can be done
It's
instantly because
easy.
that is what
Yeah.
human beings want. They want instant results. And then they highlight the best case scenario and make it seem like the typical, right? Like, okay, if someone like me now that I've been in the game for a couple of years, I might take someone's course and it might just be two sentences they say, and I go and try do it, and then I make 10,000, 20,000, maybe $30,000, right? Now I am now a case study for them. They now put me in the front as the testimonial. How someone made $30,000 from, you know, this course. Did I make $30,000 from this after doing that course? Yeah, maybe I did, but it wasn't exactly what I learned from the course. It gave me a new perspective. It gave me fresh insights, but it is my track record put together with
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
brought it. So now, a lot of people, because of these expectations, because of what they have seen, yeah, under 30 days, you can do da 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 da.
Mm.
They now have that sense of if I pick up a course or if I'm learning something and in 30 days, 90 days, I have not seen results, right? It means I'm failing. Man, I'm the guy to motivate people. I'm the guy to encourage people to go for their goals and everything. But then I'm not saying I'm finding the best. I'm looking for the best way to say this. I don't want to say realistic because when I say realistic, people just lays out, right?
Yeah.
The point of goal setting, right, is to sort of figure out what is possible for you. If you set something, if you, for instance, why you're learning that thing, if you set it that, hey, I want to get a new client in 3 months, and you don't get a new client in 3 months, now you know that maybe it was a possibility, but it was not a probability, right? Based on where you were at that point, that is
Yeah.
an insight. It is not failure,
Yeah.
right? Is it a bad thing that you set that goal? No, you just have new
Yeah.
data.
Yeah.
You understand?
I
But
agree.
people will not see that part. You understand? They're not going to see it like, okay, it's just new data. And what most people now do is they now give up half of the way. It means you
Yeah.
never really had true desire for that thing. You were just looking for, a quick, what's it called? A quick
A way
gratification.
out.
The only thing is,
Yeah.
if you got that gratification as quickly as you wanted, most people don't even realize that adversity or failing is actually to their advantage, right?
Yeah.
Because it kind of
Yeah.
teaches you some sort of patience. You that you waited 6 months before you saw one. If the next
Yeah.
one takes some time, you understand that this is a process. But the person that,
Yeah.
let's say, they got it within 1 week and then for the next 6 months they don't see anything, be like, yeah, I know I should not have
Mm.
posted that thing. That my stepsister, she saw that I was about to make
Mm.
it and she took my she understand. So
Yeah.
people don't understand process. Like me, mine was 8 months, right?
Oh.
Mine, it took 8 months before I got my first client. After, and I've told this story several times, and I hope I'm not motivating anybody to do anything crazy. After using my rent money to buy a course,
Mm.
It now took 8 months for me to get a single client.
Right. Exactly.
You understand? So that is
Mhm.
insane. Pardon me that I keep interrupting, but I feel like
Oh, that's great.
it's easy for you to just run through the story, but if you don't highlight
Mhm.
certain things, people might miss it, right?
Yeah.
So that is me telling you that I might interrupt you again. So just keep going. So now you're in Lagos, you're at the agency, right?
Oh yeah. So I eventually ended up spending 2 years at the agency. Um, and one thing that the agency taught me though was that your first idea will never be your best idea, because every single time you think that that idea is the best thing and you bring
Mm,
it to my general manager, I would not lie to you. At some point, I didn't like my general manager because she would always say, "Oh, this is not this is not that." But one beautiful thing is when I left the agency, one of the days that I went back to visit, I went to our office and I told her that what you did for me was really amazing, because we had brought out something in me that I already don't expect that you have to entirely accept my idea. I want to see where you're coming from as well. I don't want to find a common ground. So if you have to give me like a million feedbacks, no problem. Yes, I get stressed that you're giving me feedbacks, but yeah, the most important thing is that we make this work, So that made me get so used to dealing with clients. So I did not have that tendency to just complain. Before I get to the point where I complain, just know that the thing has gotten so,
I
serious.
can
So,
mention names that would trigger you right now.
but yeah, that was what the agency taught me. But
Mm,
even while I was at this, just like I said, I knew I wanted more. That was this. I think at this point, it's okay to just say that that has always been my nature. I always know when to ask for more, when to
mm,
demand for more from the
right.
universe. And because I'm giving also back to the universe has to give back to me. That's how I think about it. So
Exactly.
I'm putting in my effort. So bro, you need to do something. We need to move from this level. So how are we going to do it? So
Mm,
at that time, what you don't know that was that before you reached out to me, I had taken a few courses on UI UX design. I
mm,
didn't really have the full grasp of it, but
mm,
I volunteered to work with a particular startup as at then. They were trying to do something with solar and all of that. They needed a landing page, and I designed it.
mm.
And this
I
was
think you
just
sent
about
that to
two
me. You sent
months.
that to me as your portfolio.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And this was just about 2 months before you called me. So
Mm.
when you said you needed a landing page, I'm like, yo, this is it. The moment of truth has come. you know, I
And
need
that
to
is
show that.
insane, man.
I'm telling you, I need to show that this is it. I've done this. I did this 2 months ago. you know.
Mm,
And this thing has also helped me so much that I've now come to realize that at every given time of my life that I have to share something that I've done before, there's a way it's always so structured that there's no how I have done something about it before
mm,
that I would be able to show. And because of how curious I am, I would want to give you my best. So while I'm giving you my best, and you probably even think it's not good enough, by the
mm,
time I would show it to somebody else, because I had given it my 100%, that 100% will show forth to somebody else, even if you didn't appreciate it. You get? And
awesome.
whatever feedback you gave me on it, I would have added it to you. I can bet with you. I can't even say.
Interruption time. Interruption time.
Wait, let
But
me
I'll
just
let you
quickly
land.
say this because I do this a lot. There are a lot of projects I've done in the past that before I put them on my portfolio, I go back to them and I go and redo them
Mm,
because I've learned more now. So I know how it should look better now, and then I'm gonna
mm,
put it on my portfolio. So what you're seeing is the feedback that they are giving me back then. That is what you are seeing as the finished product when you access my portfolio. I
mm.
have put in all the best.
So you
You
go
know,
back and do correction.
I go back.
Your maths teacher must have loved you in secondary school. Like, I think I've told this. I'll keep telling the same stories over and over and over again, right? Hopefully, the people that watch these streams consistently would finally get it. There's some was on Twitter. I think it was about 12 a.m. Right, part of my cycle of obsessively just watching a YouTube video or doing something just to learn about this copywriting thing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just saw this guy. He runs one of the biggest digital marketing institutes in the world, right? And that wasn't even random. Me being up by 12 a.m., 1 a.m.
Yeah.
wasn't random. It was because I knew that around that time is about afternoon time in the US. So the people
Mm-hmm.
that I'm trying to get to hire me are awake and active around that time. So anytime they're like tweeting, trying to interact, I'm trying to see what they're discussing and stuff like that. So he just made a tweet like he needed something done, right? Then I just
Mm-hmm.
commented on that like, hey, I can do it. When I was making that comment, my heart was here. My heart was beating,
Mm-hmm.
because you can prepare and prepare and prepare and prepare, man. Opportunity can
Mm-hmm.
come and then you don't have the guts to go for it. And then you make
Yeah.
some
But you
stupid
know that
excuse like, you want to interrupt, Abio? Yeah, interrupt,
you know
interrupt.
that I wanted to say that you know that this thing that you're talking about is going to lead us to another conversation, which I think you
There
know
are
about.
many, there are many layers. Don't worry. So yeah, so I reached out to him like, hey, what's up? I just left a comment, half
Mhm,
expecting, and I don't want to put names down. Why am I not putting names? His name is Pep Laja or something. I'm probably not pronouncing his name right. He runs
mhm,
CXL Institute, right? It's one of the biggest. You can Google it. CXL Institute. I later did a course in his institute, by the way. So
mhm,
he said he needed this thing done. Then I said, oh, hey, I can get it done. Then he DM'd me.
mhm.
Imagine how I was like, this guy. And this is somebody that I had seen him interview with like everybody that I'm looking up to. And this guy DM'd me. So like, okay, how
Yeah.
much will you charge? Then I gave the most dumb response in the history of dumb responses. I need to go and look for that thing. The way I put, there's a way that somebody will tell you that this is how much they charge, and you just know that either this guy doesn't know what he's doing,
Mhm,
or is this cheap and is pricing like this because he's not very good at it.
yeah.
So till today, he hasn't responded to that DM. I'm talking about maybe like 2020 or 2021. But
Mhm,
then this is what happened under that comment, and this is the thing. I keep saying this thing here. Everybody's scared of looking stupid, but
yeah.
you can't grow without the risk of looking stupid.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, a lot of times when you think you look stupid, you don't look stupid because
Mhm,
other people are probably in awe of what you just tried. You
mhm.
understand? And the people that are
Yeah.
going to talk about you, if they have enough time to sit and watch what you're doing, it means they are not doing something worthwhile on their side. But all of these
Yeah.
things is sweet to say. Myself, if I reach if Yoruba say to whatever debiti a room team about or something, even me, if I reach certain places now, I might still maybe I'm better at concealing it and keeping my cool like man mounts, nothing happen, you understand? But it will
Mm,
still happen, right?
yeah.
So somebody else left a comment there, not knowing that I had dropped a dumb response in this other guy's DM.
Mhm.
And he was like, hey, I'd like this too. Then I DM'd him. Then I said, hey, I can get it done. He said, can I see some of the things you've done? And of course, I don't even have unlike you sharp, you did get
Yeah.
portfolio. Me, I didn't have portfolio that time. So you know what I did? And I went to his website and I created something.
Mm,
Like in a matter of 1 hour, I went back to him and I
you're going
showed
to
it to
push
him.
us to a different conversation with this thing you're saying.
Calm down, calm down. Then I created something. Then I sent it to
Yeah.
him. Guess what? The guy didn't respond to me. Then a third person left a comment and said, hey, I'm also interested. Then I sent him what I sent to the other guy as my
Mm,
portfolio this time. I'm like, okay, it's good enough.
mm,
No, no, no. I sent him what I did for that guy plus something I did for him as an example. I'm like,
mm,
okay, this is good enough. And that is how I got. I don't have it here, but I have this in my former workspace before I came here. I had it on the wall. The first dime I ever made online as a freelancer in USD, $35. That was like
mm,
the first time. You understand? It was a
mhm.
lot of work, but that 35, bro. I remember the day I went to withdraw that $35 at GT Bank, man. If they gave me the option, I for carry soldier. Hey, when bike dropped me at when bike dropped me at Sabo, I was guiding like, if you this $35 I want to change,
What year was this? What year was this?
man, I think that was must have been 2021 or 2020. Yeah, 20.
That
I
was a
think
lot
so,
of money in 2021, though. That was a
bro.
lot of money.
Still, I was like, somebody was looking at me. I'm like this guy knows, like, you know, what I
Oh,
carry. But then that's how all of them used to look at you. When you enter Sabo, everybody expects that you have something you want to
Yeah.
exchange. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? So I was guiding like, this, and immediately I told the bike man, wait, like, let me, so that immediately they will not track me, go straight. Me and my $35.
Oh.
You understand? And that was my first, what's it called?
Mm.
Money. It was like first ever time I was making money as a freelancer in USD. You understand? And
Yeah.
it came from ugly trial and error.
Yeah.
You understand? I
Yeah.
then collect that money, I go cry. If they collect that money, Governor Sheyi Makinde will hear about it that time. ah, so yeah, and it came from ugly trial and error, and
Yeah.
it's brutal, right? I mean, think about it. The first guy didn't respond to me. I kept, refreshing now. You soon reply. You soon reply. Until today, the guy didn't reply. But we
Mm.
thank God that is not where we're still at.
Yeah.
Forgive me. I've interrupted you again. You've not even
Ah.
gotten to Lagos agency. My journey is still
Oh my
far. We've already
God.
done like 51 minutes.
No, no. I think I can find a way to like, push around it.
Yeah.
So
No. Don't
do you
force
have
it, right? Don't force
okay, go ahead.
like compounding it. Just
Oh, okay.
go as freely as
Okay. So I don't know if you're going to have a question around this eventually, but let me just like use it to like talk about the
I will.
other
I
part of
will.
the story. And it's the fact that I think that there's something that is very common in designers, especially. So I'm talking to designers now, but I think it also cuts across every freelance, or,
Mhm.
every creative skill basically. Is the fact that so there's this thing, and I get it. I promise. Before I say what I want to say, I understand it. Right? There's this thing around money where they make you feel like, they need to pay for your work, which I understand. Right. So it's almost like someone gets a project, and then you're talking about you're negotiating. They've not even seen what you can do. They're probably doubting your skills at the time. And then you're just like, oh, they're not serious. They're not ready to pay. You know, I can't work unless I take this, unless I take that. Again, context. So I understand all of that because I do it as well. But something that has helped me in my journey that most designers and creatives don't like to hear is that I've volunteered to do so many things that has gotten me to where I am right now.
Mhm.
Because I want to make you see that I can make you money. I don't know if any other designer thinks like this. I think designers get so carried away with the aesthetics of, okay, you know what? I'm good at combining colors. If I draw pattern for you, if I
I
just
have a job. I have a
don't
job.
don't please don't come after my guys, but but
I will still come after you. But continue.
genuinely, you want to make the person that is paying you money. You want to make them more money. I think about
Mhm.
that because
Mhm.
this person is coming to me. I want to charge them $10,000. How am I making them $100,000? I'm
Ten
making them
times.
100,000. Yes, if I can make them $100,000, they would not hesitate to pay me $10,000. So most of the
Mhm.
time, I want to show you not just my design skill. I want to show you how my design skill is going to get you that project. It's going
Translates
to get you that money.
into real life
Exactly.
results for you. And that is
And how
profound, bro.
honestly, and this is what the reason why I'm saying this is one thing that I learned at the agency in Lagos. Because every single thing we were doing has to translate to money. Whether
Mhm.
it's fine is nobody's business. They want to be able to read it. And then while they're reading it, they are bringing in their money. So take, for instance, I'm working on Coca-Cola. If we come up with this big idea for a campaign
Mhm.
and we come up with the visuals, when a normal target audience or a consumer like me sees the banner, sees the billboard, we they get
Mhm.
so excited that you know what the next thing that they're thinking at the back of their head is I want a bottle of Coca-Cola. And
Mhm.
while they're drinking a bottle of Coca-Cola, they're still resonating with what they saw on that billboard. Maybe the billboard mentioned their name and said, Hada, take a pause, take a sip. And then they just buy Coca-Cola and take a sip. And then it's resonating with them so much that it feels like this is the only thing that can give them the best excitement right now. And then they say, Madam, do you have a carton? Do you have a pack? I want to buy a pack home. I want to buy a pack home for my mom. As my design converted massively. That is
Man,
it.
man. You are
That
taking
is
me
how they
down a
come back.
spiral that we might end up not talking about freelancers at all. because there's a
No,
certain brand online. There's a certain brand online that if I start mentioning names now, then I'm
nah,
going to.
please,
Don't
I'm
let
not
me
coming
start
for anybody.
that.
But genuinely, that
Yeah,
shaped my mind. So when I'm talking to a client, when I'm talking to anybody that is getting me to work with them, I think that one of the things that attracts people to me the most is the fact that I would immerse myself in your brand so much that you think we started the company together. So there is
yeah,
nothing you cannot discuss with me. Well, even the ones that are not design related, there's nothing you would not eventually be able to discuss with me because I have shown you how much I'm interested in your company
exactly.
making money.
And these are
You know,
tiny psychological things that you see.
yeah.
There are things that you can't explain. Most people, when they
Mm-hmm.
want to hear about freelancing, like if they see, I'm sure some people may have joined this session, and the moment they just hear us talking about stuff like this, they just know they're like, teach me
Mm-hmm.
tactics, teach
Yeah.
me how to get whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It is more about how you're thinking about this thing than
Yeah.
the nitty gritty of what you do. The way you think would also, of course, inform what you do. But at the end of the day,
Yeah,
think about what you
definitely.
just said. There's something that I learned early. The moment I get on a call with the clients that I know I want to work with, I never say
Mm-hmm.
your customers. I start saying our customers.
Mm. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I never say your
Mm-hmm.
products. I start saying our products.
Our products. When we enter the
Psychologically,
market, when
we
we
enter the market
purchase
with,
this, when we
sure
do
you
this,
understand.
that's it.
They start to feel like, okay, this person is on my team. You
Mm-hmm.
understand?
Yeah.
Like, of course, there's a balance to it, and that still takes us
Yeah.
back to the conversation about being used and not being used, or whatever, whatever. You understand? I have
Mm-hmm.
found over years, I found a way to sort of sieve out people that are plain users and people that they appreciate your passion. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And your immersiveness, if it makes any sense. Like,
Yeah.
the background we're working on right together, right? That guy, the guy that runs that, I don't mind doing extra work for him because he appreciates it
Mm.
and he
Yeah.
sees it like, okay, we're on, they know that you are doing this and you care, and they value the fact that you care. Some people don't value the fact that you care. They see it as an opportunity to maybe exploit you or something.
Mm-hmm.
And even
Mm-hmm.
when I was working at the agency I worked at for nearly, was it 2 years, 2+ years, maybe 3 years, where basically I learned almost everything. I can literally say that I was used, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I was hired as like a email marketer, but then I'm managing the team. I'm jumping on client calls. Bro, there was a time that I helped the agency upsell a client from a 3K package to a $9,000 package. I didn't get a bonus. I didn't get I didn't get not even dollar bonus, even his naira bonus, I
Mm-hmm.
didn't get. But to be honest, I didn't really see it as a thing. Matter of fact, is now that I'm saying I didn't get a bonus,
Yeah.
that I'm realizing I didn't get a bonus. Do you know what I
Yeah.
was happy about? I was happy about, man. I was in a
Yeah.
conversation that brought extra six
Yeah.
thousand dollars to the
Yeah.
agency. Bro,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm to have a conversation about 1,000 later, it seems like, oh, like it's just small money, even
Mm-hmm.
though I had never
Mm-hmm.
touched that kind of money before. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
There's a mindset to it. And the only reason why I could get to that point where I could get those conversations was because the man
Mm-hmm.
trusted me enough, because I had shown that I actually
Mm-hmm.
care about the growth of his
Mm-hmm.
agency. Man, this guy
Yeah.
used to leave. He would travel to Dubai, he would leave me with the team to handle. Me on my small laptop. I bet if you saw the picture of what I was working with then, and
Mm-hmm.
what I was, you probably would have wondered how I was doing it. Me and my small
Yeah.
laptop in the small room in Agbo with my
Mm-hmm.
small power bank that I bought for my laptop, so that you understand, it will back up my
Mm-hmm.
laptop. My
Mm-hmm.
laptop didn't have some keys that were working, all those crappy stuff. You understand? But I always
Mm-hmm.
used to prove and I always used to show that I actually care about the results. And that is it. Everybody just wants to learn the skill. Everybody just wants to say, yeah, I'm a designer. Yeah, I'm a this. Yeah, I'm a that. But the people that are hiring you, they are people. They have
Yeah.
desires, they have outcomes they
And
want.
they want to make
If
money.
and they want to make money,
Yeah.
but not everybody wants to make money. Shout out to the people
Ah, I
that
see what you
want to
did
make money.
there. I see what you did there.
But you have to know what people want. Some people are doing this
Yeah.
again. I'm going to jab the same people I'm jabbing. Some people are doing this to be popular, and if that's what they want to do, man, help them get popular. You
Yeah.
understand? Understand what they're trying to
Mm-hmm.
do, and then show them that what you want, that you understand. They can see that you are skilled. A lot of people are skilled, but the moment
Yeah.
they see that you get it, that the reason why I'm trying to get you on board is to get to this endpoint. Now they know they can
Mm-hmm.
leave it to you. Now they want to
Mm-hmm.
get you on board. You understand?
Yep.
And me, I'm not going to forget. Let me now throw the jab that I have to designers,
No,
especially.
don't do that.
One thing I have to say, no, it's not a real jab. It's a soft jab, uppercut, hidden.
It's
One
still
thing
a
I
job
have
though.
to say, one thing I have to say is I respect the way that you know Nigerian designers, you guys have like a big community, honestly. And
Yeah.
I know that I, especially like on Twitter, I know that you guys have like different groups. I've seen it's like it's enviable,
I, f-
to be
I feel like I
honest.
know what you want to say.
But
Okay, here we go.
but but that community, as it supports each other, and this happens in many communities. I'll explain how I experience it as well. There now starts to be a sort of echo chamber where everybody just wants to talk about how cool what they do is.
Yeah.
And it is now
How
more
much
about,
money they have in their bank,
you understand?
how much money
It is
they've
now more
made.
about what I can show other designers that I can do.
Yeah.
And the client's desires are not really being met.
The
You
latest
understand?
MacBook that the company sent to me.
You understand? So the little guy that is just starting, that is what he's being brought up on. You
Yeah.
understand that this is just to show up and show off for
Mm-hmm.
the community.
Yeah.
uh you know uh, Everybody's it's like I always say this: relationship Twitter is full of people that I believe make stupid decisions just to come back to Twitter to complain about it, just to say that
Mm-hmm.
everybody is bad. You know the
Yeah.
mumu, you say, if you've seen all the mumu red flags, but you still do it so that you can come back to tweet about uh,
Mm-hmm.
masculine men are masculine and rubbish. This woman, but don't let's go there. That's not why we're here. That's not why we're here. I feel like certain people would have get on a call with a client.
Yeah.
um, they realize that they are not as skilled or they are not as good enough, but they're not going to want to challenge themselves to go up higher. They would
Mm-hmm.
already have the argument that nah, those people, it's like they'll use me, and
Mm-hmm.
uh, you guys have already said it in this community that don't let anybody use you, don't
Mm-hmm.
let them, and
Mm-hmm.
piece of advice needs to be put in context, bro. If you're just
Mm-hmm.
learning, what you need is track record. You
Yeah.
understand? What you need is track record. It's not time for you to start. At this point that I am at what I do, I can say no to certain types of things
Mm-hmm.
because I have gotten to a point where I'd realized that me saying no is not even a thing of pride. There are some businesses I honestly can't help.
Yeah.
You understand? There are some businesses that I
Mm-hmm.
know that no matter how many emails I send, no matter how good my strategy is, I honestly can't help. So it's better I just
Mm-hmm.
don't work on it. But
Mm-hmm.
at the beginning, I would likely just take it on. I was cheap anyway, cheap or
Mm-hmm.
free.
Mm-hmm.
That is how you get to learn. But then again,
Yeah.
we digress. We've not even left the
Uh,
agency this guy.
no,
Hey,
no, no, no.
and if,
I think I know how to put the balance to it now. So
yeah.
you spoke about like doing good work, and I think that what is most important for anybody, not just designers, freelancers, creative guys, whatever. What is most important is that you have enough to show for, like you have enough to show. They're asking
Mhm,
you, can you do this? You have enough to show. You need proper track record. It's not, don't come and make mouths online so much that they ask you something. And this is not also to say that you have to know everything. Now I'll give you an example. Let me fast forward from the agency. You calling me
mhm,
in 2023, talked about the landing page. We got on it, we got that done. Then from there, you
mhm,
introduced me to somebody else. And to talk about um my what makes me always want to do things is that
mhm,
you did not even talk to me about the pay yet. And I said, okay, you know what, let me give it a try. And
mhm.
I designed something for this guy, and then he liked it. He got me on board before the end of the year. Before the end of that
I'm,
month,
I'm sorry.
we
I'm sorry.
had got he
I'm
had
going to
gotten
answer
me on two
something here.
brands.
2 more brands. I'm going to answer
Yeah.
something here. Should I tell you what was going I'm not going to ask you, I'm going to answer it. Let me tell you what was going through your mind when I first asked you that thing and you did it without asking for pay. The worst thing
Mm,
that will happen is you do that thing, and it will be in your portfolio. And if another opportunity
Exactly.
comes, you show. Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you for saying that, because one thing that I have now come to appreciate about design is that no matter how bad the work is, even if it was rejected, you can put it on your portfolio and it will catch another person's attention. So
Hmm.
for me, that was the introduction to email marketing for me. I had not done it before. I just told
Hmm.
you I could give it a try. I didn't even know what it was about. And then we got on it. And before the end of that month, the same guy puts me, I think he put both of us on another
Yeah,
brand,
on a different brand.
you know.
Hmm.
Yeah, and that guy, we still work with the guy to today, and
Yeah.
for me, where I want to even fast forward to is to prove how much I'm always so interested in showing good work. I by myself decided to search for different email marketing agencies online and started
Hmm.
sending them DMs on Twitter and
Hmm.
LinkedIn to say, hey, my name is Iben. I've been doing this for over a year now. Um, if you have an open role for an email marketing designer, and I sent it to about, I was just test running it. I sent it to about 15 guys that were CEOs in agencies, and about five of them got back to me. I eventually got into one, but I had one goal, and the goal was to do enough email marketing designs, get on enough brands, different brands. I
Hmm.
didn't mind the stress, but I wanted to learn. I wanted to see how they get these clients, how they work with these clients, and I wanted enough on my portfolio.
Hmm.
Now, fast forward to where I currently work,
Hmm.
right?
The big deal.
Which is the big deal right now, is that
Do
this same
you want me to
Sam.
say the start? Okay, you start the story.
All right. So Sam also got into like a Slack channel for founders. I don't even know what you were looking for there particularly, but you
Yeah,
got there
I was
for
looking
your
for work. Oh yeah, I've
okay,
told
you're
you.
looking for work. And then one of the founders said they were looking for a designer. And I remember then it was early in the morning and you said you wanted to share which of the portfolios should you share um on the Slack channel. I think I just told you just share one. I just sent the link to you. I had
Mhm.
enough portfolio. So I just sent the link to you. And then that was it. About two or three guys reached out, and
Yeah,
one way or the other, I started working with the first one,
yeah,
and
you're not
that is
saying
how
the
I
story
got here.
very well. You're not making
But
it
no,
sweet.
wait, there's something I now want to say about it, which is the fact that when I got on the first call with these guys, with the chief marketing officer and the CEO, they needed someone to upgrade their email design game because the current designer at the company was not doing so well in that regard. She was good with every other thing, but she wasn't like so good with email marketing. So I got on the call with them. They checked my entire portfolio and they're like, it was a tech company. They checked my entire portfolio and I had not done anything for a tech company. And the CMO just kept on saying, well, but we don't see anything on tech companies here. And guess what this guy did? Myself. I said, okay, you know what? We are going back and forth on this. I've assured you that I can do it. So here's what I'm going to do. Give me four briefs. Let me design four emails for you. And if you
Hmm.
can't, and if you don't think that it is nice, we can go our separate ways. And
Hmm.
they asked me how long it was going to take. I mean, I gave them like about 3 days, but I got it done in 24 hours. And
Baddest.
I sent it to, and what I did again was to send it to them before the 3 days was up. So I sent it to them,
Under
and that
promise,
was it.
over deliver.
How how I how it was so funny. I sent it to them under like 2 hours or something. By the time I'll wake up and I'm
Slack
just
invite.
seeing you were added to a Slack channel, you're added to a Figma, they're sending a
Bring,
Figma file,
bring,
they're
bring,
sending
bring,
me
bring, bring.
that like and in their whole mind, they had discussed money with me. I didn't even really remember how much we discussed on the call. So I had to text the CMO again that, oh, sorry, how much did we discuss? And I was like, oh, we discussed so amount per day. The amount they discussed per day, huh, huh.
I know, I know, I know, I know, I know, I know, I know.
And I'm like,
Just
wow,
keep it like that.
okay, okay. But where the good work will eventually take me to is that just 2 months down, working part time for them, just anytime they needed me per month. One of those days, the CEO reached out to me and it's like, you know what, we're going to need a full time guy. And,
Mm.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I'm just going to say it. we were about two designers in the company as at that time. The other one was a more senior designer, than, but I was the only one that was made full time, and
Crazy, bro.
that was it. And
Like
it was amazing. Bro. I can't
like
even lie. The
it's
feeling
it's
was
crazy
amazing.
because it's crazy because you know telling it from your perspective is amazing, but looking at it from the outside as well,
Mhm.
it is look how random it was.
Yeah.
I said, you know, say this thing sweet enough. Oh. I'll say that part again. I joined the Slack channel.
Yeah.
Like it's where these, millionaire CEOs of e-commerce businesses are. And I was still,
Mhm.
you're not supposed to pitch, you're supposed to network. And, I'm just there, I'm just interacting. I'm thinking, you know what, maybe in the next 2, 3 months, maybe I'd have gotten enough connections
Mhm.
for, to even maybe leverage something, get on a call, get free
Yeah.
advice, whatever. Let's see how it goes. So I'm on that channel, I'm on that thing less than a week, right?
Mhm.
And then somebody asks that, hey, it's even an old post, you get, to let
Oh,
you know,
okay.
it's an old post. I'm like, oh, you know what? They need design. I'm like, let me just see if, you know, this person still needs. I said, like, I know someone that I just plugged your
Mhm.
portfolio. And then like three
Yeah.
people responded,
Yeah.
including the backyard you ended up working with. And then me too,
Mhm.
I was like, okay, let me just do the intro. And then, I didn't even spend up to a month on that platform. So it was almost like I entered that place just to go and bring clients for you.
Right. Right.
You understand? But
Yeah.
here's the thing. Look at how random that is. Look at how random it
Mhm.
was. Me just reaching out to you about
Yeah.
what's it called? The landing page, and
Mhm.
you had done something similar. You had taken a course on UI UX design. You had done
Yeah.
something similar that I think you showed me and
Yeah.
everything. Some people might say you're lucky. It sounds like luck. Look at it. It just seems like blind luck, straight up chance. But then a lot of people are lucky,
Yeah.
right? A lot of people get those opportunities and it never materializes, never turns to anything to them because of the kind of person that they are. And the kind of person
Yeah.
that they are is really a revelation of the kind of way that they think.
Yeah.
You are too um you're too stuck in scarcity thinking that even what you don't have, you are stingy about it. I don't know if you
Mm.
understand. It's not
Mm.
even the things that you have that are stingy. Oh. You
Mm.
haven't gotten a big project. You haven't gotten this. You haven't gotten that. But you are still
Mm.
guiding. May they no cheat me. May they know this. May
Yeah.
they know what. You
Right.
understand? You are. It's just scarcity thinking.
Sorry
And
to
shout
cut you,
out
but
to
I
no, I can't. I have to say this sentence finish. That I allow you. Shout out to my wife that always says something. She say money
Mhm.
is not even the biggest and most important thing when it comes to you growing, right?
Mhm.
Because everybody's always how much can you make out of it? At the end of the day,
Mhm.
money happens as a consequence of who you are.
Mhm. Yeah.
Somebody might be watching this now. I look at you now with your fine lights and you are using fine camera inside fine workspace. Money can shut up.
Oh my God.
You might be looking up to me, but me too, I'm looking at up to certain people. So
Mhm.
whatever it is, man. You wanted to say something. Sorry, I hope I didn't
Hold
break your
on.
train of thoughts there.
I think you have actually, but
Oh, pardon me. I,
I'm
I
trying to
was
remember.
saying, yeah, I was basically saying that you are even being stingy for what you haven't even received, you haven't even gotten.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I was going to say that I have a theory. Yeah, thank you for reminding me. I have a theory that maybe your goals or your dream, they're probably not big enough. That's why you're all about somebody cheating you. You don't want them to cheat you. You don't want to end up
Mm,
doing a pro
mm,
you don't want to end up doing a project where you were not paid. Yo, every single designer or freelancer that has gotten big today has been cheated at one point or the other. They have
yeah,
done projects that they were not paid for,
man.
and
That thing
they
you
I,
said,
ca-
that thing
honestly.
you said,
So maybe the
it
reason why
has.
you're yeah, maybe the reason why you're so conscious about it. Oh, the slightest 100K you must collect it. The slightest 50K you must collect it. Maybe the reason why you're like that
So
is because you've not thought that you can make $1 million.
it's not even about the hunger that you're saying, like, okay, what will I eat, what will I this, what will I that? Is that you're not thinking about how a small step here might leverage you towards that bigger dream. You are just trying
Exactly.
to any small 2K make I guide. You
Exactly.
understand? I
Do you
get what you're
get
saying, and that
okay,
and that is
you
true.
want to watch, you want to track the slightest 1,000, you want to track, okay, this five, okay, they're supposed to pay me 200K for this project.
Some
Okay,
so
why are they taking time?
good, good,
Why is this?
true.
Okay, I'm going to delay their work. I'm going to, please don't get me wrong, just understand the context. I'm going to put my watermark all over the design so that they will not steal it.
And the funny thing is,
This
the only time you have problems with all those kind of things is when you're playing with small-minded clients or you're playing at the small leagues.
exactly.
You
If you're
understand?
working with a client that can definitely pay you like $100,000, will you put your watermark on their design just because they want to see what you can do? You need their money and you want to make more money for them. You would give them everything. I don't think I've actually used a watermark before. For every single client I've told, look, give me a brief. I'm going to do it. Then you see what I can do. I've never done that
And
before.
that also gives them that helps them feel a sense of quiet confidence on your
Exactly.
side
You're
that
Nigerian already. They have enough reason to doubt you already. And now you're putting watermarks on you. Okay, they might call for
no
me for
for,
this
for,
watermark.
forget the country thing. Forget it. It's a mindset thing, right? Because you have a limited way of thinking about it. Like them it, at the core of it, you don't think
Hmm.
you are good enough to do unlimited great work. So you
Yeah,
feel like everything you do, you have to guide. Like
yeah,
you don't have, beyond the fact that you don't have bigger dreams of what you're going to, you don't have a bigger
hmm,
vision of yourself that this is just going
hmm,
to be one of the good work you've done.
yeah,
You understand? So if I do it for
exactly.
free, or if I do it and you end up not paying me, at the end of the day, one day I'm going to look back at this work and it's going to look like dust. Like, you understand?
Mhm.
I know that I know that more can come out of me. You understand? Of course, please, people, put this in context. I'm not saying that you should just start
Yeah.
going to do free
Context,
work for
please.
every ton, day canary or whatever. But
Hmm.
you understand, it's still a bit of limited thinking that you know what,
Yeah,
make I guide, in case they cheat me, you will never reach anywhere. You understand?
yeah,
That is how the game is played. You understand?
yeah.
Certain people will be, bro. I remember one of the first people I worked with, an Australian guy. He had paid me well, or he was about to pay me well. Then I think he now went to Google on, went to Google how much do so people make in Nigeria.
Mm,
Then he came back to
mm,
me and then he said, yeah, how about I put you on a so salary of whatever? I messaged him back and I just said, yeah, you know what? And this was way before I even, maybe it was like the next guy I worked with after that my big update of $35. And I was like, nah, I can't. Wait, don't let me say what is not true. I think I ended up taking it, but I knew that I wasn't going to be long with this guy because of
mm,
that thing. Because what he offered me in Naira wasn't bad, honestly. You
mm,
understand? But I just knew that this guy, man, I'm not going to be long, working with this guy.
mhm.
So everything is, at the end of the day, um, there's a point I wanted to make that is kind of hanging there. I'll get
Oh,
it. So yeah, you were saying like, okay, you have a limited vision of yourself. So somebody that
mhm.
limited vision, a limited vision of what is possible for you.
Yeah,
So if
yeah,
all you're thinking about is you're trying to outcompete your friends on the little 50K, a little 100K, little this, little that, you're going to be, man, you're going to be you're going to be so nitty gritty about all these
mhm,
things, and you're not going to be thinking bigger. The bag brand that we work with, there was a time that I wrote a script for him entirely free. He was supposed to
mhm,
pay me, then he was like, nah, you know what, to be honest, as it is right now, they don't have a budget for it. And I knew honestly they didn't have a budget for it. I said, you know what, I'll give it to you for free. But when this thing happens, this and this and this is what we're going to discuss. When it went live, that was the last launch we did for them, and the sales
mhm,
went crazy. I think we did,
mhm.
the sales was like 80K in like the first hour or something. I don't even remember.
Yeah, yeah,
It wasn't. It was that same day he DM'd me like, "Yeah, Sam, we need to get you back on board." I was like, me, I know now. I know because me, I knew what would come at the end. But if I
yeah,
was, matter of fact, he even said he wasn't going to use the script. I said, "You go ahead and use it." Now I've
mhm,
proven to him that what I'm doing can work. And now he's like, definitely, man, I need to get you
yeah,
on board. He was working with me before, but now I knew that, okay, something deeper could come out
mhm,
of it. You understand?
yeah,
So
mhm,
if anybody's taking anything out of this, because like I said, the topic or the theme of this thing is growth by excellence. Like, um, you might see certain people like, hey, these ones are lucky. Hey, these ones are whatever.
Mm,
Man, there are stories for days. I got stories for days, bro. The
mm,
3 years or 2 years, 3 Christmases, maybe 2 years, but I think it was about three. I don't know what the math was, but I know of 3 years consecutively that I didn't have anything like Christmas break.
bro.
I mean,
I had
my
done
boss
design
was
behind, I had done design behind the speaker at my home church, back at home on Christmas Eve before.
on
They were
Christmas Eve,
shouting "Happy New Year, Happy New Year." I was at the back of the
Christmas
speaker and I was just trying
being
to, because
designed.
as they are shouting "Happy New Year," this one has to go out for the new year. I was right there. I
You
just don't
understand?
think that. I think that people are easily assume that some of us have it, we had it easy because of probably how, some things come easy for us now. I would say I've had two set of people talk to me in that manner before. People that look at me now, I don't even think I'm looking all that, but they probably think I'm somewhere because of how I'm
And the
looking
only reason they
currently.
think that of
And
you
then
or me is because they don't see what you're seeing. They don't know where you're eventually going.
exactly, exactly. And then the other set of people are the ones that think that I was so lucky to have worked with the people that I worked with.
Hmm.
I would say that, of course, God's grace is so evident in my life. I would never take that for granted. But at the same time, I've had sleepless nights. I've had
Hmm.
New Year Eve at the back of a speaker in church working. I've had
Hmm.
times that I've gone to a barber shop to go and charge my laptop just to work. I've had times that I had gone to a tailor shop to charge so much that they had to send me a reader. If you just be the 100 for you, the 100, you don't collect anything from your
My
hand. They sent me away.
my
I,
wedding morning, I was checking
yo,
Klaviyo to see if campaign was going out where I remember I sent a message to the client like, hey guys, so so and so. He said, Sam, stop checking Klaviyo, go to your wedding.
there are stories to go around. I can
Yeah,
keep
man.
going on and on and on and on and on. But at the end of the day, whether you think I'm lucky or not, someone recently called me a nepo baby. I was shocked. I was shocked
Because
because
there's nothing nepo about you.
if I give one, I was supposed to give one. I was supposed to say something now. It's going to sound graphic, and you probably not believe that I've done it before. You know what I'll say? It's so that whoever is thinking I'm nepo in this comment section, it was so bad for me at some point that I couldn't even afford drinking water, and I was so proud that I did not ask my sister for money or something. So this is graphic. No worry.
You drank what? You
Let's
drank
move.
well water.
Bro, it
You
was
drank
well
well
water.
water.
Bro,
Shit.
bro. So that it will not feel like well water, I drank it with Gary. So
Updates, updates.
so I'm just saying.
Add
So
Gary to your water,
so
bro.
but
Man. And you are
sincerely,
the
I'm
nepo
just
baby.
at
Oh.
on up right. Do you understand? So what I would say is that whether you think I'm
Man.
lucky, whether you think anybody's lucky in the field that you're probably looking at a lot of people on Twitter. This one's got it lucky, they got a project with a Web3 company and they just made money, they give them airdrop, blah blah blah. Whether you think like that or not, most importantly, do good work. Don't
You
be
understand?
that person that would talk and not have anything to show for it. Have something to show. When they're talking, show something. I don't talk so much. I will just show
Somebody
you.
said you drank well water because it is well. Nice one, Gabriel.
Like, bro, just show good work. Like, I think I don't
Understand?
talk as much as every other person in
Hmm.
my field talks online, genuinely, which is great. You might probably see me very soon online, also talking a lot. But I feel like I like to show more than talk. So before I tell
Mm,
you 10 things, I've shown you maybe 50.
mm,
You need to feed your eyes because my work is based on what you can see. You need to feed your eyes. You need to ask me questions. When I show you what I can do, then you ask me questions. So how did you go about this? When you worked for this person, when you did that, how did you go about this? Then I'll not be able to talk. But not me just coming to tell you, you know what, I can do this for you. I can bring you this, I can bring you that. Then it's time to show workings and I can't even show anything. Or I
mm,
can show I'm showing lesser than I said.
mm,
So
mm.
yeah,
Yeah.
honestly.
At the end of the day, man, if anybody's going to catch anything from this, is yeah, we've talked about excellence, we've talked about all of these
Mhm.
things, but if you're not catching anything from this, if you're going to catch anything from this, man, you just have to someone is asking for your handles. You're not going to see anything on eBay's handles.
You probably
Guy
not saying
doesn't
anything
post
about
anything. Is
it.
it even unlimited, right?
Let me just drop it. Yeah,
All right.
I think
So
I
if
can
there's
comment on it.
anything you can get, right? Show don't tell. Yeah, only show don't tell as much as possible. Show don't tell as much as see. I can go on an hour rant and we'll end up closing this thing 11 p.m. So I'm just going to hold myself.
Let's
But
not do that.
let's not do that. But almost every time, everybody that I've coached and everybody that I've ever advised, right? Man, and I've been doing this from way back. It's the same principle everywhere. And that's why it's always weird to me when somebody comes to me and says, yeah, you get foreign clients. Come and show me how to get foreign clients. Like foreign clients
Mm,
are aliens, like they're from Mars. They are human beings. The
mm,
same way, how did I get a job? Gabriel is here. We did Digify together. So Gabriel, we after we finished Digify, we are supposed to do some sort of internship, right?
mhm,
I mean, in Ibadan, there weren't a lot of like agencies and stuff. So most people were
mhm,
getting internships in Lagos and they were going to Lagos to get it done. But me, low key, I don't like Lagos. So I said, you know what? I would, there's a label, as Yoruba would say, I would make my own move. And then I knew I just had to do something in this, my city.
mhm,
And then this new gym just opened. It was the biggest in the city at that time. And then we're supposed to go social media manager. I went there. Do you know what I did? And I did this every time I went for a job interview. Again, I've always realigned or reframed the mindset of interview for me as much as possible.
mhm,
I don't go for an interview. I don't go to get a job. I go having taken the job in my head. I go and show you how it's going to
mm,
look like when I have the job. You understand? So I
mhm,
try as much as possible to think what I can show as much as possible, what I can show you to see me already doing the job. So I went there. I created at that time. I don't think Instagram was as strict as it is now, where you do like two-factor and everything. You can create
mm,
like 10 accounts and no problem. So I created an
mhm,
account, not in their name. I just put something that looked like their name. Then I made like six
mhm,
posts. So I'm not telling you, I can increase your engagement. I can whatever. I came with
mm,
posts. I showed them a grid.
mhm,
Everybody, when I went, I remember till I left the job, they were still having me. Some of the people that we got the job together. I went with one weird top and one Ankara combined design like that. So it wasn't my look that got the job for me. And
mm,
guess what? I went with my laptop. That my laptop, if I want to turn it on, and if I know I want to work later tonight, I'll on it, go and cook beans and come back. So because of that, I had to make sure that that laptop does
mm,
not sleep. So when we were at
mm,
the waiting area, I had to hold my laptop up and I kept, you know,
mm,
playing with the mouse pad. So everybody there
mhm,
was wondering why did this one carry? I had 2K. This one brought laptop.
mm,
Why did I come with a laptop? I came with a presentation.
mm,
So in the interview, they were not asking me questions and I was answering. I was
mm,
presenting.
mm,
After I presented up to a point, I had not even finished. The man said, Okumo, sit down. How much do you want for take home?
mm,
And I told him, he said, that's the least you can go. I wasn't good at negotiating then. I think I went lower, right?
mm,
And then he said, okay, we'll reach out to you. Like I already knew I got the job.
mm,
You understand? Same
mm,
principle. If a client, as much as possible, no matter how little the information is, right? Even if I don't know what your
mhm,
business is specifically, if you mention your industry, I'll go and do all the
yeah,
research. I'll start
yeah,
mentioning names of your competitors, right? I'm not lying.
mhm,
I'm prepared. I'm not going
mm,
to act like I don't know what I don't know. I'll ask you questions. I'll say, hey, I checked it out. I saw that these people are doing this, these people are doing this. This is what I see. This is what everybody wants to hire somebody that gets it. And if you are too lazy to get it, you never get it, which is the job.
yeah.
So I don't know if you have any closing thoughts or anything that you wanted to add at this point before we
Mm,
round up. And if anybody has
okay,
any questions for Eben or I guess this is the time for you to ask. Typically we
okay.
close after an hour, but we already went overtime, and that's totally fine.
Ooh,
If anybody
okay,
has any
all right.
questions, let me just drop it.
Okay,
No,
so I'll
please
just
go
wait
ahead
for the
in case you have
questions.
anything. No, no, no.
Oh,
If you
okay,
have
okay.
anything else you want, if there are any questions, we'll just add it.
So basically, it's still probably like around the same thing I've been saying since, and it's the fact that, like I said, your work speaks more for you than okay, but there's the other aspect where you have to also know how to defend your work, also know how to
Yeah.
sell yourself, right? But you have to have something to be able to sell properly. And whatever you have, how I think understanding your own process of getting to that stage that you have gotten to also would help you sell better. For instance, if I would sell myself at any given time, I will sell excellence. You are rest assured to have the best when you come to meet me. And I would not stop until I get you that best. Right. So it means when you come back and say, oh, you know what, this is not working, what do you think? I would find a solution to that thing. I would not stop at, okay, well, you're paying me a salary or you're paying me so amount. So I just have to do what I have to do. Then you pay me. No, I want to make sure that you are also smiling to the bank. As much as I want to smile to the bank when you send me my money, I want to make sure that you're also smiling to the bank.
Yeah.
And there's this client that we talked about. Um, I have had to review retainer fees with him like how many times now? And every
Mm-hmm.
single time I go back to review this retainer fee with him, if he would even negotiate at all, it's just by a little. Because I've gotten to the point where I'm not
You know
trying
it's
to
your
brag,
value.
but I know that they can't just let me go just because I'm
Mm-hmm.
asking for more money. And I'm not also asking for something that is unreasonable as well. I'm asking for, okay,
Mm-hmm.
I've done this for you guys. I believe that you can
Simple
pay me this
logic.
amount now. It's so simple. It's direct. I've done the work. I think that for this level that I've gotten to with you guys now, you should be able to pay me this. And it just
Yeah.
becomes easier. So
So sometimes you have to
just
give
make sure,
before you take.
yeah, to make sure you have enough to give before you
Mm.
even think about, making all the money, putting all the money in the bank, just doing whatever you want to do. Before all of that, just make sure that you have something that is so crucial that something that they would find it so difficult to let go of. And that's what I think that has
Mm.
happened with me several times. A lot of times when I've
Mm.
had to resign from places that I've worked and
They
everything,
keep coming back.
they just keep coming back. I can count how many of them have asked me again, oh, do you still design? Would you like to get on the project? Do you want to come back? One
Man.
recently reached out to me to say any amount you want. There was a particular guy, there was a particular client. They are not happy with me. I'm sorry, guys. I don't. If they ever see this, they will know it's them I'm talking about. I had to let go of them because I had more work. And then I remember on the call, I was having this conversation with the CEO, and he was telling me, "Why are you leaving? What's going on? What are the other clients paying you?" And I'm like,
Mm.
you can't pay what they are paying. And I meant that respectfully because they were paying me more for the same services.
Yeah.
He was like,
And
you know what,
because they
we
were
are going to
probably making
match.
more money than them.
Exactly. So they were like, you know what, we are going to match up to what they want, what they pay you. And I respectfully said, listen, respectfully, you can't pay up to what they're paying because I understand that you're still growing and you don't have what they have yet. So I'm not even expecting you to pay me. If you were going to offer me what they were paying, I would even tell you no, because I know it will be cutting deep into your pockets because you're just growing the business. So and it was just okay. So before you can get to the point where you negotiate flawlessly, you confidently say you want so amount, this one, make sure that as you are saying it, there's something to
Backing
show for you.
by your
Yeah.
work.
So
100%.
that's what I have to say,
100%.
really.
Yeah. I had the same and this is me just trying to, you know, sort of stall for anybody that wants to ask a question after this. If nobody's asking a question, we'll just round up. I had the
Yeah,
same
let's just round up.
exactly. I had the same what's it called experience with a recent project I started. I think was it last
Mhm.
month, that one that
Yeah.
we just started working on. So
Yeah.
essentially they are talking to me, their family, we're relating, it's all good. And at the end of the day, they said that their mentor recommended someone else, so they want to talk to the person as well.
Mhm.
I'm like, cool, that's fine. And in all honesty, what I was thinking is, man, if it was me and my mentor recommended something, I'll probably go with what my mentor went with. But
Mhm.
the thing is, at the end of the day, they reached out to me and they said, yeah, they want to go with me. And the reason why they want to go with me is because number one, I showed more than the other person that I actually care to get them
Wait, was this
results.
recent?
The recent one we just started, the
I'm just hearing
product,
this part of
the
the story.
pillows,
I'm just
the
hearing
pillows
this part
brand.
of the
Yeah,
story.
exactly. They said because you showed more that you actually care that we get results than the
Mm.
other person. I even
Mhm.
charged them more. They said I charged 27% more.
Oh, oh,
So you know that they did the math. I even charged them more, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they said they prefer to go because, um, and then they also said some other things about. I always say something like, especially when you're in the service business, people buy you before they buy the service. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? You're going to be working with them, especially when it's something that you're going to be doing for long. People want, if when it comes down to it, if they see equal skill, equal everything, they're going to buy the
Mm-hmm.
person that they feel more comfortable with,
Yeah.
or more that they feel is more likable, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you cannot be likable. They're not going to get more comfortable with you if you have a mindset of updates. Like you are not interacting with them one business person to another business person. You are seeing them like these little gods that are about
Yeah.
to change your life with money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the only reason you'll be thinking like that is because you're not thinking that they are not doing you a favor by paying you that money. You are, like you said, you are also helping them in a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
So since my
Yeah.
focus is on the fact that I want to help them, I see them as people that need help. You understand?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So there's a value exchange. So I can interact like that. So I can,
Yeah.
disarm them. Most of the time when I get on a call with a client, most people like, okay, we are first time I get on a call. So you let the client
Mm-hmm.
start asking you questions, and after a while, bro, if anybody asks you enough questions, you'll get to a point you can't answer. You can't answer well. So I take control of the call. You
Yeah.
understand? I start saying, okay, so this is what I've noticed. This is what. And most of the time, I've noticed that when I take control of the call, they just let me.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? They just let me,
Yeah.
and then I now throw it to them. All of a sudden, the position I should have been in, where I'm being responsive, I'm the one responding. They're the one responding. They're the one now trying to sell their brand to me to work
Mm-hmm.
with. I think I also did a little bit of coaching on sales calls or discovery calls there. So
Mm-hmm.
I hope that helps anybody,
Yeah.
right? You need a bit of confidence to do that. And the confidence
Yeah.
comes from the fact that, of course, you're not going to, I don't want to talk about the cycle of confidence. Confidence comes from results, which comes from
Mm-hmm.
work, which gives you more
Mm-hmm.
confidence about doing better work, which gets you more results and all of
Mm-hmm.
that. Sometimes when
Yeah.
you're starting out, you don't have the results yet. And that's when you do
Mm-hmm.
those leverage things, like you said, you work for free some
Mm-hmm.
places,
Mm-hmm.
you practice in some places, you understand?
Yeah.
So there always has to be that cycle where you get more confident with the more work you
Mm-hmm.
do, and you
Mm-hmm.
continue. Like you said, even if, okay, I'm seeing a question. Even if
Yeah.
I'm only going to take this question because it's already getting late. Even if now I forgot my own train of thought.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. There was something you said at the beginning that, okay, even if somebody rejects it, you go back and you improve it and then you put it on your portfolio. So that
Mm-hmm.
means you are really creating results. You're even improving your results. Your results is not even dependent on the client alone. It's dependent on the standard that you want. So this person's question, what's the difference between selling myself and exaggerating my abilities? If you are
Mm-hmm.
saying anything that you are not willing to go and learn and perfect, you're exaggerating your abilities.
Yeah.
If somebody asks me now, most of the things that has even helped me, even like there's someone I'm working with, the first client I've ever had that was not an e-commerce client was this year when it came to email marketing, right? He just said, hey, he also does this kind of thing. Do I do this kind of thing? I didn't say yes immediately. Then I went to just watch a couple of YouTube videos. I saw that it's something I can figure out. Then I came back and I said, yeah, sure, I'll get on it.
Yeah.
You're only
I have
exaggerating
I
your
have similar stories. Mm-hmm.
exactly. You're only exaggerating your abilities if you say you will do something that you are not willing to commit to learning to almost perfection.
Mm-hmm.
We
Mm-hmm.
can go on a rant on this, but I'm just going
Yeah.
to wrap up this. There's a difference
Yeah,
between
because
fact.
sorry, I have the same experience. Like the first time I would touch Klaviyo to
Mhm,
create a template on Klaviyo, I had been talking to you about it that I feel like I wanted to learn Klaviyo
mhm,
templates and all of that. And then I got a client that said they wanted me to be doing that. And then when they
mhm.
asked about it, I just went on YouTube instantly, checked around, and like, oh, it looks like WordPress. I should be able to do it. And I went back to them. I said, okay, you know what? I'll get it done.
That's not
That
exaggerating
was
your
it.
ability. So now
Because
let
I
me
had,
use you
it's
as an
not because
example.
I actually did it instantly. They sent Klaviyo logins to me instantly, and I had to just figure
Sharp.
it out instantly,
You
and
understand?
that was
Sharp.
it.
So
Hmm.
let's use you as an example. The difference between fact and truth, right? The fact is you could not do it.
Yeah.
The truth is it is within your frame of possibility to do it.
Yeah.
So you are going to get it done.
Yeah.
I know it's going to seem
Yeah.
like this guy is just trying to polish a white lie. It's not a white lie.
No.
I am going to get it done. If you like, call it
Yeah.
faith, but don't go and do more faith. Don't be a designer and then they ask you about building an app and you say, I can do it. It is within my
Exactly.
frame.
It's
There's
within
a
your
definition
reach.
of
It's
it.
within
You
your.
understand? There's a
Mhm.
definition of education that I like. And they say an educated man is not one that knows everything, but is the one that knows
Mhm.
how to go and search for something when they need it. That is the whole point of
Yeah.
school.
Mhm.
You have enough knowledge for you to be able to look for more knowledge. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be ending this
Oh,
live
I think
experience.
we. I
Someone with
think
more live
we've gone
experience.
way beyond.
Yeah, we have,
Our.
because we had a lot
Okay.
to talk about and we didn't even say everything. But
Yeah.
this is how top rated freelancers think. And I'm not going to do another recap, but if there's anything that has been the overarching theme is, you know, let your work speak for you
Mhm.
consistently. Don't be selfish. Understand that what you're doing as can have an impact on the lives or in the businesses of the people that you're working with.
Yeah.
Think from that and make sure you deliver great work consistently. It's been good and it's been great. And I hope that I answered your question, Favor. It's been good, it's been great. And I really thank you, Eben, for joining us.
Yeah.
And I guess see you on Monday. Oh, there's
Yeah.
one thing
Absolutely.
that I
You probably
do
wake
to
me
get.
up with a call.
There's one thing I always do. You guys thought I would forget. I always tell you guys every Sunday, write down 3 things you want to get done this week. Just pen it down. It helps you to take control of your week. It helps you to have a direction. It helps you to have focus, and it helps you to choose what you want to win at for the week. Unlike
Yeah.
allowing Lagos traffic, if you're in Lagos, or your boss's mood, or your
Wow.
client's mood, all of that thing to affect and set the tone of the week for you. Take a little bit
Mm.
of control while you can. Pen it down. Super simple. Don't make it Herculean. Make it super simple.
Mhm.
I've done this thing for years, and it works. Thanks a lot,
Mhm.
Eben. Thanks a lot, guys.
All
And
right.
I'll catch
Thank
you
you so
next week. Oh,
much.
wait. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. One thing I have to show them what is up next week so that I
Okay.
can tantalize them a little bit. Where's that folder? So you guys will know the guys I'm bringing. Like I've said since the beginning of this, I'm not bringing people that I hear that they are good. It was wrong with my keyboard. I'm not bringing people that I hear that they are good. I'm bringing people here that I know for certain that what they say they can do it. And I have seen them do it. So next week, it's actually going to be me and 2 of my other guys. These are people that I've known. I think I've known Alex here since university days. Yeah, I've known Alex since university days. And I've known Rotimi. Me and Rotimi's story of meeting each other is actually quite funny. It's even funnier than me and Eben meeting each other. You guys should tune in for that. Like it is some weird, it can be from a movie, some weird cosmic random sort of meeting, right? And these are guys that have played at the top of the game in their own fields. Funny how all of us are email marketers, all 3 of us that are going to be talking next week. You understand?
Mhm.
And these are people that have, through the things that they've done, through the things that they've learned, they were able to, make good money, even leave the country. Even me here. This thing is not showing very well. You understand? So, come on. Let me get
Oh,
it.
now it's cutting them off.
Yeah. I'm going to. I have another one. I'll just show it. Give me a second, guys, just to show you what is coming up next week. Just to show you. All of you start jumping off now, because Iben is no longer talking about his rich lifestyle. Let me see. Well done, or you. You know yourself in the comments. Okay, I think I'm good to show it now.
Is this who I think it is?
It is exactly what you think it is. That's why she's always causing trouble in my comment section, Mrs. Kokumo. All right, so this is it. I have Rotimi coming to name drop.
Nice,
He's
nice,
joining us from Finland, and
nice.
Alex on the right joining us from UK. They've been in the freelance game for multiple years as well. It's going to be fun. Promises to be exciting, and I can't wait to join to have that session with you guys as well. And then after that session, we go back into our series where we're talking about growth, which is in perfect time for you if you're preparing for the new year already, or at least revisiting the things you had planned for this year. Until next time, on our not yet award-winning show, but award-winning soon, the Sama Kokomo live experience. Do take care and have a wonderful night's rest. Bye bye.
Right. Bye, everyone.